New York?
That's Marlboro to you.
The downside is that now Rick is driving my car. That is the big negative.
And last night he was driving my 62 Savoy, and every traffic light he did a massive burnout.
Don't believe it. I wouldn't do that.
Oh, no, I got witnesses. Payback is a bitch.
Is it on film?
No.
That it didn't happen?
No.
Very tough muscle cars. That driver. The big three of them, Gordon, GM and Chrysler. Wow.
So she's starting to look like a car again, looking like a Charger again. Roughly unpicked the floor, preparing for the new floor to go in, but I can't do it before I get the new motor and transmission locked up in position, because I think I have to change this cross member area, I believe, and also the firewall area to accommodate the 5-speed automatic out of the Chrysler 300. So I have to wait for a little bit before I can start preparing that. But as you can see, the roof's on, all shiny, perfectly straight. Makes it a lot easier to finish the car off. There's just the join through the C-pillar, and it's all looking so much better. Like such a bomb to start with, and it was, but now it's starting to look good. So I can see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. Even though there's still a lot to do, I feel the back half of the car is the biggest project, because there's so many things to take into account. Getting your gaps right, getting your door gaps lined up properly, getting the roof line. I left the roof on first because I wanted to make sure, I left the roof on, it's all last minute, because I wanted to make sure I got this body line matched up spot on. So I left the old original roof on, skin, and then set all the back of the car up, then took the roof off last. Just sort of guarantees me a few little things where I know it's not going to shift around too much. And yeah, it's looking good. I've got beautiful gaps. I've just taken the doors back off, but I had the doors on, got beautiful door gaps. And no rust in the sills, which is good. So it's got some good points, even though it's had plenty of bad points, but moving forward. So next is cowl top. There's a few rust repairs I've got to do underneath, nothing major, but a few rust repairs I'm going to do underneath the cowl. And I've got to remake this little corner piece here of the A-pillar that's rusty, so I've got to construct a little piece in there. Otherwise it's coming along. Just about to do a bit of a clean up. So here the some of the remnants of the 70 Charger. So it's just a few parts have come out of the car. Looks like you could sweep most of that up. And there's the Chrysler, that's the donor car for the 6.1 Hemi. So this is temporarily sort of dummied up so we can drive it in and out of the shop. Still working away, fixing rust. It's been a pretty big job really, but we're getting there. Just about finished repairing some of the damage in the plenum area. So it's almost ready to start preparing for the new cowl top to go on, which is over there. So a whole new replacement piece, which will be nice. Sprayed in all the weld through primer. So now I just have to punch all the holes in the cowl top and then clamp it all up and prepare it to go back on. And then once it's on, I've got a little area here that I have to actually remake. So there's a corner piece here that I haven't actually finally sorted yet, and I'm going to have to kind of make that on the fly. I'll make it match the cowling, I think, when I get the cowling on. So anyway, happy days. Bit by bit, we're getting there. Okay, a bit of an update. It's been a little while. I think I've spent a total of 3 months approximately so far since I started the charger. So we'll give you a little look at where I'm at. I have the engine bay prepared for paint. I've actually finished all the bodywork. All the hang-on panels are done. The doors, I've got the underside, this is a giveaway now, that's the colour of the car is going to be, a turquoise, and that's the colour of the interior, it's going to be cream. So the 2 doors, all the bodywork's finished in high fill. Now I've put colour in the jambs of the doors, and I've also put body colour in the jambs of the body shell. So it's really good to see some colour on there to give us something to look forward to for the future. So the turquoise isn't factory colour, they were available in a turquoise. This is a more modern turquoise colour that I had in mind for an old car for quite a while. And this is the one, so here's the picture of the back of it. So I've kind of jumped the gun yet, I've got to actually get in there and do inside the boot. So I'll do inside the boot and inside the engine bay next. But like I said, all the hang-ons are all finished. The front guards, the bonnet, boot, everything's prepared for paint. So next stage is finish the engine bay, finish inside the boot, and then probably we'll put the doors back on for the final time. Because a metallic like this, I always paint in at one colour at one time. I couldn't do the parts off the car; it's too hard for me. You can get colour variation if you don't watch your spell, especially with a particularly metallic like this. So I'll put the doors back on, the boot on for the final time, and I'll probably leave the front guards off. The engine bay will be shiny, and then I'll probably start doing the mechanical, put the suspension back in and start setting up the Gen 3 Hemi. So that'll be the next stage. So just easier to work over in the engine bay without the guards. You don't have to worry about scratching them all. And you've got closer proximity without the guards in the way. So even though I can't wait to put it all back together and make it look like a car again, I'll wait a bit longer and at least get the engine buttoned up in there and perhaps the wiring, and who knows, we'll see how far that goes. So still lots to do, but bodywork finally finished. Just needs one final rub down and then into paint. So we've got Jilly on the job, finally getting to do something practical. So she's been helping with us here and there on the charger, and also other cars and other jobs we're doing together. Now I'm just getting the old tack rag in there. We're getting ready to put some nice turquoise in the engine bay, so it's pretty exciting. We've already done the door jambs. I jumped the gun a bit. Normally I do the engine bay and the door jambs at the same time, but I did them the other day as I was excited. So now I've got to isolate them. And then we've got to go into the boot, and we're going to paint the boot out as well. So boot and engine bay, and that's it. So Julie will give you some progress as we go. I like to do the hard to reach spots first, right down low, and then the last bit will be sweeping around the outer side and all the bits that you see. Get a nice even finish. Come to the top.
like this colour.
Got a few things done today on the engine bay and the charger into colour. Look at that. It's a really pretty colour. I think it's going to look really nice when it's all together with its cream interior, Magnum 500 wheels and red lines. Reminds me a lot of a Hot Wheels car I had when I was a kid. There's a little Barracuda, I think, they had little Magnums and red lines and turquoise. So just playing with bigger cars today, that's all. Not too worried about how neat and tight it is in the engine bay. Back in the day they were never very fussy, they just sort of threw them together and just glue some paint in there. I think once it's together and the floor mat's down, it should be right. So another step forward, so now it looks like I might go on with the mechanical side of it now. The bodywork's all finished, all the panels are straightened out, all in high for ready for their final rub down. So I'm thinking I might go on with maybe putting the driveline in and front suspension and moving towards getting it to a running vehicle and do the very paintwork at the very end. So we'll see how we go.